Hello everyone, this is me, TimelireG, and welcome back to another Dark Souls 2 video. This time I'm going to be talking about some more unexplained things in the game, stuff I haven't actually mentioned before. I might actually include one that I have mentioned, I think I will. But aside from that, subscribe. The first unexplained mystery I want to talk about is the Lost Sinner and why they actually have the soul of the Witch of Hyzeleth in New Game Plus, why they are associated with pyromancers, pyromancy. In New Game Plus as well, you have the two pyromancers that come out during a certain HP threshold. And it's just very strange that a chaos bug specifically, like the Witch of Hyzeleth was turned into, is just crawling right inside the Lost Sinner's mask when you enter the boss room. It's such a strange thing. Is that the same chaos bug from Dark Souls? Is that the Witch of Hyzeleth that's still alive? Well, it can't be because the Lost Sinner has her soul in New Game Plus, so... I feel like the old Lord Soul thing was kind of tacked on. I don't know if it has any lore significance or not. It's very strange. Maybe it would have been found somewhere else during the development of the game. And I just think that there's more to the Lost Sinner than what we can see in the game. The original purpose behind the Lost Sinner was, ironically, probably lost during the director switch during development. And there's not really much else I can say about this. Why was a Lost Sinner I'm assuming that they tried to also create another flame, just like the Witch of Hyzeleth did, and that's why they're kind of punished down here in this cell. Maybe they were punishing themselves for it. I believe there's a little bit of lore in some item descriptions that I'm not remembering, but it's just overall a very strange situation with the Lost Sinner and their connection to the Witch of Hyzeleth. Another question is, how do they connect with Ilium Lois, since that's where the old Chaos actually is? Was there a plan for the Lost Sinner to be connected with the DLC area, if that was meant to be in the base game? Who knows, really? It's all unexplained. It's very mysterious, though. You would think that the Lost Sinner would have a connection with the Ivory King. I talked about this before in one of my other videos. I think it was the second Dark Souls Mysteries video I uploaded, and I was mentioning that Kale's, or was his name Kale? I think it was Kale's map. I should probably recheck a few things before I make these videos, but I like doing this off script. It makes the video a lot more genuine and so on. But anyway, Kale's map in the Majula's Mansion basement. You know, there has been a lot of speculation why the flames turn blue in New Game Plus 7, or if you just use a bonfire aesthetic to plus 7. I've had someone in my comments try to tell me that this only works, the blue flame will only appear if you use bonfire aesthetics, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever, because if you go on New Game Plus, all the bonfires are just, you know, moved up one, you know, in terms of the number. If you use an aesthetic, it'll be +3 if you're in New Game Plus 2. So that doesn't make any sense to me, unless I'm completely wrong on that. I don't think I am. But that's weird in itself that there's a misconception going around with that as well. But I know bonfire aesthetics work because I've used that for one of my older videos, like I said before. And I got the blue flame on Kale's map. You just have to... It doesn't matter if the boss is actually defeated or not. It just matters if it's, you know, plus 7 or plus 6. I think it was plus 7. So there is no explanation as to what these flames are here for. They don't actually do anything in the game as far as I'm aware. There's no information about what they do. There's no comments from developers saying what it's supposed to do. And it could just be a cool Easter egg, but the weird thing is Dark Souls and Souls games specifically don't really have Easter eggs like this in them, which is why it's so strange to see something like this. Normally stuff like this would have a purpose if it exists in the world. You know, the Soul series isn't really a series that has a whole lot of Easter eggs in it. So it's just odd seeing a blue flame appear on the map. And obviously, it just be a way of informing the player that that's the max intensity a bonfire can have. That would be a good explanation as to why it exists, if it's not just some simple cool detail, some cool Easter egg. And I think that might actually be a possible explanation for it, even though it's still unexplained. This is probably one of the most obscure things about Dark Souls 2, mostly because people don't really play through the Sunken King DLC too much. In my opinion, it's kind of just a Blighttown DLC. You just have this giant swamp with a whole bunch of puzzles. You know, people don't play Dark Souls for the puzzles. You know, you play Zelda for that. But anyway, This strange tree creature is known as the pagan tree for some reason. I don't know if that's an official name or someone online, a group of people just started calling it the pagan tree, but there's a bunch of corpses around this thing in the Shulva City DLC. I'll be showing off how to get there in the background, but there's just a whole bunch of corpses around this. Well, it's only two. There's only two corpses, and one of them has a notch whip on it, which is indicating that you need to use that whip on the tree, and then it will scream really loudly and repair all of your stuff for you for some reason. So everything about this is really just a mystery. I think there was a shield in Dark Souls 2 that has some kind of lore description on it that displays a tree on the shield itself, and then says someone I think it said someone turned into a tree. I don't know if that has anything to do with this creature here. I might have that description wrong as well, but there is just this tree that has these eyes that go all over the place. It looks like something out of Yume Nikki, honestly. But aside from that, there's really not much I can say about this. This is fully and completely unexplained. By the way, if you actually defeat this, it drops 3 dried roots. I don't think it has any way of attacking though, so it's kind of rude to chop down this tree. By the way, who are the pagans that supposedly worship this tree or just used whips on? I don't know if you would be worshiping it and then whipping it at the same time. But yeah, very strange stuff. So this one does partially have an explanation to it. It's the giant bug that's in the gutter. Apparently in an official Dark Souls 2 guidebook, it says that this was not an Aldia experiment, but it helped with Aldia's experiments. And there is some theories online trying to guess at what experiments those actually were. So this is definitely a real bug. It's just that it was used in experiments by Aldia at his manor. So in the lore, this bug is not modified or anything, supposedly. It's just existed in the world somewhere. Who knows where this came from. But I don't know where this would be found naturally out in the world. And it's kind of strange that Aldia just... I'm assuming he just dumped this in the gutter. And I don't know how that would happen. I don't know how he fit that thing down there. How it got up into one of these cave systems. I guess it can climb walls, so I guess it's not that surprising. But what this air that this insect exhales does is it cures your poison, and I think it does something else. I think it might actually corrode your equipment. I'm not too sure on that one. But it definitely does cure poison. Actually, I don't think it does corrode equipment because I would have seen that. I just got footage for this and I noticed that my gear was not broken, so I guess it just cures poison. And this bug has no attacking moves or anything. It will not attack back at you whatsoever. I'm not sure what it drops. I think it might just drop poison moss or something. But I was never evil enough to slay this creature, so I just decided to let it go. And yeah, there's really not much else I can say about this. I think if I look at this long enough, I'm going to get demonetized, so it's just really cool seeing a unique creature like this. It's like the pagan tree creature as well. Just these one-off creatures. I always love stuff like that in the Souls games. Very neat stuff. But anyway, I hope you all have a nice Halloween since it's, let me check the current date. It's October 4th, 2025. And yep, have a nice Halloween, everyone, when it gets here. I'm going to be uploading some more videos. And also for this Insect Queen, have a nice Love with a Bug Day, International Love with a Bug Day. So, see you later, everyone.